Yes, you want to use active ingredients and do lasers to reverse sun damage, but still live your life in the sun. Don't be afraid of it, because I'm not, and I'm almost 50 years old, love the beach, love the ocean, swim in the ocean almost every day. I just have been smart about photo protecting myself. Last week we talked about everything that can damage your skin and destroy your collagen during the summer months. Today, I'm going to give you a step-by-step ultimate summer skincare guide to protect your skin during the summer. Oh, look at Mama's baby! It's the mom chick with the baby chickies. Okay, you snug it. That is the cutest thing. Like, I can't handle that. That is so cute. Look at the mom and the babies! Oh my god. So cute. I died. Let's talk about why your skincare routine needs to be adjusted for the summer months, how the summer days can change the way our skin reacts to our active ingredients and into our environment altogether. And sorry for having to use this microphone so close to my face, but I am in Kauai, Hawaii. We're staying at the One Hanalei Amazing Wellness Resort, and it is very loud here. Between waves crashing, roosters chirping, and kids screaming, I just have to wear this mic like this. First, let's talk about why your skincare routine needs to be different than other months out of the year, and how the summer months and summer days can change the way our skin reacts to our environment and our skincare routine and actives that we use day in and day out. We'll go over summer skincare routines to keep your skin healthy, viable, and beautiful during the summer months. Let's get into it. What happens to our skin during the summer? The days are longer, the UV index is higher, and the humidity may drop or increase. This affects the way that our skin interacts with our skincare actives on a day-to-day basis, how our barrier behaves, and how our skin is tolerant and fights off day-to-day insults like ultraviolet light radiation, UV light emitted from our devices, and environmental pollutants and toxins that our skin can come encounter with every day. So what should your summer skincare routine look like? I'll make some recommendations from my own line, MDR Skincare, but by no means do you have to take these recommendations, but maybe just take the information and use to buy drugstore equivalents or other skincare products that have similar properties that you can use during the summer months to keep your skin healthy, viable, protected, and glowing. Now, I've done most of the groundwork for you guys, but you don't have to buy my line. Just understanding what components are necessary and how to make the best choices for yourself when you're deciding what skincare products to use during the summer months to keep your skin happy, healthy, and with a beautiful glow. Remember that not all products are created equal, and even if they're marketed as luxury brands or medical grade, which isn't really a scientific term at all, that the proof is in the pudding. If you use a product and your skin has beautiful beneficial changes, then you know that that product is worth it. But don't be fooled by false advertising, fake science, and marketing that is promoted by other dermatologists who are now influencers. Just knowing the back end of what's going on in our industry, even some of my dermatology colleagues who are getting $30,000 a reel to promote a skincare brand that they don't even use themselves can be very misleading. And because this is going on in our industry, that was my whole impetus for forming my own skincare line that I knew would have next level active ingredients, next level innovative technology, and vehicle delivery systems that gave true results and real results within days of use of these products. All right, my beauties, let's get into a summer skincare routine guide. So first, switch to a gel-based pH balance cleanser. Why should you use a pH balanced gel-based cleanser during the summer months? This is because our barrier function changes. The hydration status of our skin cells, the keratinocytes, changes during the summer months. And using a gel-based pH balanced cleanser is really, really important. Now, why is it so important to cleanse our skin during the summer months? With excessive heat and humidity and perspiration, there is an extra level of dirt, oil, sebum, debris, makeup, layers of sunscreen, and so forth that can sit on our skin, can clog our pores, and can increase inflammatory cascades that break down collagen and elastin and can cause premature aging. So cleansing your skin every day, morning and night preferably, is a must. Using a gel-based cleanser that won't overstrip your skin, won't overstrip and damage the barrier, and just allow the natural hydration processes in the skin while gently cleansing and detoxifying the skin is key. Having a pH balance cleanser that is 5.5, the same exact pH of our skin, is very important. And using soaps that don't include a lot of chemicals and surfactants. Surfactants are those chemicals in cleansers that causes the bubbles and that help saponification and debridement of dirt, oil, makeup, and debris that lays on the skin is really, really important. But you don't want to have too harsh of chemicals that are going to overstrip the skin of its natural moisturization factors. So in my line, MD Air, we have a gel-based BioCleanse 5.5 cleanser, And the cleanser is gentle enough to be used twice a day, and there's no need for a double or triple cleanse. And instead of using chemical surfactants, a personal chemist and myself, we're a very small company because I just wanted it to be a very boutique, very innovative, and very catered and customized line. And it's just my personal chemist and I really didn't want to have chemical surfactants or a lot of harsh chemicals that are going to overstrip the skin of its natural moisturization factors. So we used a surfactant that's derived from coconut shells, as you see coconuts falling from these trees here, and a coconut shell derived, very pure, very effective, very gentle cleansing properties of this cleanser that is not going to over dry your skin during the summer months. When using this cleanser, you don't have to do a double and triple cleanse, and it'll be safe and effective for removing layers of sunscreen and even makeup throughout the day. So never go to bed without washing your face, because that's the quickest way to clog your pores, flare things like acne and other dermatoses, and also create premature aging from all the immunoinflammatory cascades that get kicked off from all that debris that settles on the top layer of the epidermis on your skin, not allowing your skin to breathe and not allowing the proper exfoliation process of your skin that will otherwise cause breakouts and premature aging. So here is the BioCleanse 5.5 by MDR. It took me almost 2 years to get this perfected. We ran assays, immunohistochemical assays in the lab, because I wanted it to be perfect. We even did cytological studies and immunohistochemical studies on before and afters using punch biopsy specimens from loved ones who volunteered to be my test subjects to enhance the cleansing process without overstripping the skin of its natural moisturization factors and without impairing the skin barrier. So if you don't use this one, just make sure that you're getting a gel-based cleanser that's gentle and doesn't overstrip the skin of its natural moisturization factors. And also preferably one that is at a pH of 5.5 so that it does not disrupt the acid mantle of the skin or the skin's natural pH where it wants to exist and where its homeostasis exists. So the BioCleanse 5.5 has gentle fruit extracts that are naturally occurring blend of fruit extracts from papaya, pomegranate, and pineapple. And these natural fruit extracts and enzymes help brighten the skin and provide antioxidants to detoxify and purify the skin, bind up free radicals, and stimulate healthy growth and proliferation of the skin cells with anti-aging properties. It's great for melasma, great for sensitive skin and all skin types. It took me almost 2 years to engineer and formulate this with a perfect pH balance that did not disrupt the skin barrier. So if you don't buy MDR BioCleanse 5.5, just knowing what to look for, I want to empower you guys with better drugstore decisions if that's where you're getting your skincare. Just look at the pH and make sure that it's not overstripping your skin of its natural moisturization factors. Your skin should feel clean and hydrated and healthy, not stripped and dry and flaky after washing your face. Number 2, in summer skincare habits, gently exfoliate. Not too harsh, not too much. Now there's 2 types of exfoliation processes in dermatology and in skincare pharmaceuticals. It could be a mechanical exfoliation where there's a mechanical scrub within the product, or it could be a chemical exfoliation like a glycolic acid or some type of alpha hydroxy acid or beta hydroxy acid like a salicylic acid, which is usually better for acne prone skin because it also downregulates sebaceous glands. But for anti-aging and a gentle chemical exfoliation, a glycolic acid, lactic acid, azelaic acid, the acids are great for exfoliating the skin. And what that does is it gets rid of that dead skin cell layer that sits on top of the skin called the stratum corneum, which are a bunch of dead skin cells, which you want it enough to protect the skin, but you don't want too much. When people have a slowed transepidermal cellular process, meaning as we get older and gain wisdom and have birthdays, the transepidermal time, which is the time from a baby stem cell that's just born to pass through the epidermis and get to the top layer, which is the stratum corneum, and the uppermost layer of the skin, is about 28 days. As we get older, that gets pushed to 38 days, 40 days, 45 days, 50 days even. And when you look at people who have dull, lustless skin, it's because they have a thick stratum corneum and because they have a decreased transepidermal time. So a gentle exfoliation process not only removes dirt, oil, makeup, sebum, and debris, which will otherwise clog pores and cause premature aging, but it also stimulates cellular renewal. It causes the baby basal layer of stem cells to repopulate and renew and refresh the skin. It's kind of like closing apps on your phone or refreshing your screen on your phone. It just helps stimulate cellular proliferation in a healthy manner that's going to refresh and regenerate the skin at a more youthful pace. So gentle exfoliation during the summer months is really, really important, but you don't want to over exfoliate. You don't want to use a chemical exfoliate that's too strong, or you don't want to use a mechanical exfoliate that's too strong, because then you're going to damage the barrier and you're going to irritate the skin. When the barrier gets impaired with too much exfoliation, the outside world isn't protected from coming into the skin, meaning viruses, fungus, bacteria, antigens, things that you're allergic to, things that you could be more sensitive to. And what happens is when the barrier gets impaired because of overexfoliation, your skin immune system gets revved up and you get red, you get swollen, you get itchy, you get dry, you get peely. And active ingredients, which you can normally tolerate on a day-to-day basis, you can no longer tolerate because your barrier is impaired. There is a penetration of active ingredients or things that are going to rev up your skin's immune system in a negative way that usually are protected from. So your skin is your largest organ system, and it protects the inside of your body from the outside world. When that barrier is disrupted or it's damaged or it's compromised, your skin no longer has that barrier function, and things that would normally not cause irritation can cause irritation and even inflammation and infection. So from my line, MD Air, I would recommend the Exfoliating Cloud Polish. Now this is a gentle exfoliant that you can use almost every day, but I recommend using a gentle exfoliant either 2 to 3 times a week. Even if it's not the MD Air one that you get at a drugstore that's gentle enough to give you the effects of a gentle exfoliation process, cellular renewal, brightening and tightening of the skin, healthier skin cells, but without overstripping it and without damaging the barrier. So I engineered this. It took me almost 3 years to get this cloud polish correct, and it's a gentle mechanical and chemical exfoliant, and it's derived from natural pumpkin extracts, natural pomegranate extracts, and other key enzymes that are going to naturally and effectively help exfoliate the skin to stimulate cellular renewal and to brighten and tighten and refresh the skin. By cellular proliferation and by increasing the transepidermal time to refresh that skin cell population, you get a beautiful glow that's healthy from a cellular level. It increases the cellular regeneration process and cellular renewal that also makes your skincare actives work better and more efficiently without over drying and without irritating your skin. So the MD Air Cloud Polish is also an antioxidant powerhouse with goji berry fruit extracts, papaya fruit extracts, and other antioxidant powerhouses to help gently detoxify and purify the skin, as well as binding free radicals. So this is important because you're enhancing cellular renewal, you're helping with the gentle exfoliation process, but you're also including antioxidants that are going to bind free radicals and protect your collagen and elastin stores. It has arnica and bromelain and key anti-inflammatory extracts in it that help gently increase skin's overall health with potent anti-inflammatory effects. So we just had a little rainstorm. I had to readjust and the lighting coming through the trees are so weird, but okay. Little known fact about my line is that by my personal chemist and myself, he is a genius. He's a chemist and well beyond his years in wisdom. And we have to recertify our dermatology boards every quarter, which is, every 4 months. After board certification, which is about a 10-hour exam that you take when you graduate from residency, after 10 years, you have to recertify your boards by taking a recertification exam every 3 months, so every quarter. And whenever there's a new innovative research breakthroughs or signal transduction pathways or cascades that are newly discovered in the lab, they test us as physicians to keep us on our toes and to keep us updated with the latest information. And I take the information directly from the American Board of Dermatology during our dermatology boards. And for example, if there's a goji berry extract that has new developments and new skin benefits, I will keep kind of notes on the side while I'm taking my exam and send all this new information from these research published articles that we're reading for our board certification and send them straight to my personal chemist. So a lot of the active ingredients that are in the Cloud Polish and in a lot of these skincare products through MD Air is the most innovative technology, the most innovative vehicle delivery systems, and that's how I keep updated, and that's how I keep my formulator updated as well. So the Cloud Polish contains raspberry extract, goji berry extracts, arnica, and is an antioxidant super powerhouse to help gently detoxify and purify the skin while maintaining healthy cellular renewal and to allow your skincare actives to work better and for your skin to be more responsive without overstripping your skin or without over irritating your skin during the summer months. So for those of you who didn't want to get the MD Air Cloud Polish or want to get an exfoliating polish on your own through a drugstore, just make sure that you're not looking for too high of a percent of an acid and try to get the more natural fruit-based extracts like pomegranate extracts, pineapple extracts, pumpkin extracts, and also try to look at for a lower percentage. If you're getting a glycolic acid, make sure it's not higher than a 5%. And even if you want to do a DIY and get some granulated sugar or Himalayan sea salt and mix it in some type of scrub formulation, you can do a DIY if you don't want to spend the money on the active ingredients that are engineered in a higher level, more advanced skincare line. You can try to do it yourself, and those are the things to look for. I would try not to do an exfoliation process more than 2 to 3 times a week, especially during the summer months, but I definitely would do it more in the summer months than you do in the winter with respect to mechanical or chemical exfoliation. The importance of antioxidants during the summer months. Why are antioxidants so important? There's many reasons why antioxidant upregulation and upregulation of use should be incorporated into your summer skincare routine. And that is because the days are longer, the UV index is higher, the Earth's axis tilt towards the sun and ultraviolet radiation is increased, environmental pollutants and toxins are increased because of the arid atmosphere and the heat in the atmosphere, which makes the molecules bounce around more and break down faster and land on your skin. The exposure to environmental toxins and pollutants is upregulated and increased in the summer months, as is ultraviolet light and damage to the skin. So, of course, you want to increase your use of antioxidants. Now, one of the most powerful antioxidants for use in skincare is vitamin C, and more specifically, L-ascorbic acid. Now, L-ascorbic acid is the hardest to formulate and engineer because it's a highly unstable but very powerful molecule when it comes to overall skin health. So, when you're looking for a vitamin C, make sure that there's an L-ascorbic acid in that vitamin C blend, preferably over a 5%. A lot of skincare lines, even medical grade, high grade skincare lines, will not incorporate L-ascorbic acid in their vitamin C blend. It's just very hard to engineer and hard to formulate. And some of my favorite medical grade skincare lines have changed the chemical formulation of their skincare actives and don't include an L-ascorbic acid. When I question why, it's always because it's too difficult to formulate and engineer. However, L-ascorbic acid has the most effect and the most research and data supporting it in its anti-aging effects, in its anti-melasma effects, and overall skin health, even with acne, even with sensitive skin. But it has to be engineered and formulated in a certain molecular configuration, in a certain cellular milieu and pH and hydrophobic composition to be able to remain effective. So when I engineered my vitamin CFK, I wanted to have an L-ascorbic acid in it. It was very difficult to engineer, but we were able to do it with next level vehicle delivery systems to pack a punch with efficacy while maintaining the stabilization of the L-ascorbic acid in its most powerful form. We're able to run immunohistochemical assays and skin histology stains with collagen stains, trichome stains, immunofluorescent tagging of the molecules to show that it is passing through the epidermis and actually having histological change. Now, this stems from 20 years of studying the skin, not only as a dermatologist, but a Mohs micrographic skin cancer surgeon, where I look at skin under the microscope. I look at cell histology of the skin, and I studied it for decades, and I've always been very intrigued, and I know exactly what active ingredients need to go into the skin to do what, how to get them there, how to remain stable, and how to have an effect in the skin. And it's been my obsession for 2 decades, which is why I wanted to engineer my MDR skincare line. So when I see vitamin C's that have THD, which is also good, but it's not L-ascorbic acid, they have other forms of vitamin C and they have other antioxidants, but they lack the L-ascorbic acid, I always question why, because it can be done. It takes a higher level of engineering and formulation, but when you have an L-ascorbic acid in your vitamin C, chef's kiss, it's the next level with the results. And even with my vitamin CFK, you'll see results within days of use. Even people with sensitive skin, even people with stubborn melasma. And you don't get that unless you actually try it. But again, it doesn't have to be the MD or vitamin CFK. Make sure that you're finding a vitamin C that contains an L-ascorbic acid. Also, if it has other acids in it, like azelaic acid, kojic acid, other acids that are going to enhance the efficacy of the vitamin C, that's even better. Also, make sure that it's in an airtight nitrogen-lined chamber. If it's just in a dropper, it's getting oxidized. It's basically decaying and not being stable. And when you have a vitamin C that's in a dropper, once it gets exposed to the atmosphere, it's not as stable anymore and it's not as effective. So people will say, I'm using this vitamin C and it's in a dropper, but I don't really notice results. I think it's doing something, but I'm not sure. You should be sure your vitamin C is working for you day in and day out, and your skin should manifest results. And if not, there's something wrong. It's either getting oxidized from the atmosphere, or it doesn't have key active ingredients in it, or it has a vitamin C formulation that's just sitting on the skin and not penetrating through the epidermis into the dermis where it needs to be effective, or it's becoming destabilized as it gets there. So the proof is in the pudding, like I said, and you should notice results within days of use of a vitamin C formulation. And if you're not, something's missing. So this is the vitamin CFK, and this vitamin CFK has an L-ascorbic acid in this 15% vitamin C blend. It also has hexadecyl hexorbate, which is also known as THD, and it also has 3-glycerol ascorbic. And this is all the vitamin C components that enhance the bleaching, blending, and anti-aging effects of a vitamin C. This vitamin C blend also is packed full of powerful antioxidants, including kojic acid, niacinamide, and many other key active ingredients that help for brightening melasma, anti-aging effects, anti-acne effects, and also is safe for all skin types, including sensitive skin. And it's in a nitrogen-lined chamber, which protects the integrity of the gold that's inside of here. So I also want to show you the color of this formulation. So it kind of has like an orangey tint to it, and that's normal. Vitamin C can oxidize over time and change color. And the reason why that happens is there's no preservatives, there's no additives, and there's no chemicals in it to help maintain that color. So because L-ascorbic acid changes color, it doesn't mean it decreases its efficacy. The half-life of this is usually about 1 year. Although it may change color, it still maintains the effect. And the way you know that is because it still maintains your skin results. And I could have put some preservatives or chemicals in it that help protect the color, but I didn't want to. I wanted it to be pure active ingredients that are next level and the most highest end active ingredients to help give your skin the results that you're looking for. There was a patient who posted this vitamin CFK on an apple that was sliced in half, and another competing vitamin C brand. There was decay of the apple turning brown with the other line, and there was not with this vitamin CFK. The color of the vitamin C can change. Again, it's natural. There's no active ingredients or preservatives or chemicals in it that are going to protect the color, but the efficacy does not change. The stability does not change. And the vehicle delivery systems stay effective for up to about 1 year after purchasing the product. And all the products that are made are basically made and shipped in real time. It's not like they're engineered and formulated sitting on a shelf in some mass delivery fulfillment center. It's basically made upon demand because we're such a small boutique company. But I wanted to maintain the integrity of these products, and I wanted to maintain the active ingredients in these products. I would never allow another third party, who many of them offer, to come in to take over the company and chintz and skimp on active ingredients for cutting costs, having lower cost active ingredients and substituted alternatives that are less than ideal. I wanted the best skincare actives, next level vehicle delivery systems, and the most innovative technology that stays active as new discoveries are being made in the field of dermatology. And that I won't compromise. And that's why you will never see these products in Sephora, in Ulta, and Planet Beauty. I'll never do that because I want my patients and myself to be able to have access to only the best products with the best active ingredients possible. But regardless of the antioxidant that you use, say you want to get a drugstore antioxidant, make sure that you look for vitamin C. If you can find an L-ascorbic acid containing vitamin C blend, also with other antioxidants, not just the L-ascorbic or vitamin C, because all of these enhance the propensity and the efficacy of these antioxidants. But during the summer months, more than any other time of the year, it's really important to up your antioxidant use on your skin, and also ingesting antioxidants by having a healthy, clean diet and increasing your antioxidant levels, because the amount of free radicals in your skin is increased during the summer months, and also because the environmental pollutants and toxins are at an elevated rate during the summer months that can not only break down your collagen and elastin, but also can decrease your immune system and affect other organ systems in your body as well. So on your skin and in your diet, increase your antioxidant levels during the summer months. Another key tip for summer skincare: do not quit your retinol. It is a misconception that you need to quit your retinol during the summer months because people think that you're photosensitive, that the retinol breaks down during the sunlight. you need it more than ever during the summer. Now, you need to use a retinol or a vitamin A derivative that is going to pack a punch with efficacy but not cause too much sensitization and irritation. Why do retinol formulations, why does tretinoin and a lot of other vitamin A derivatives cause sensitization, that red, dry, peely effect of the skin? And the reason is because it goes into the extracellular matrix. It doesn't stay inside the nucleus of the cell where it's upregulating signal transduction cascades like collagen stimulation, cellular renewal, strengthening the barrier. And in English, what that means, because I'm speaking very scientifically to you guys, is basically that retinol isn't staying where it needs to go because it's sloppy in its engineering. It doesn't have a vehicle delivery system that's going to keep it, bind the ligand where it needs to go and have an effect. Instead, it's going into the extracellular space outside the cells where it's not only not going to have an effect, but it's just going to recruit your immune system to come and degranulate eosinophils and cause a bunch of red, dry, peely, itchy, dry effects on the skin. Now, when you have a retinol that's smart and it's engineered appropriately, it shouldn't cause all that sensitization. So my RXR retinol was engineered in a microencapsulated vehicle delivery system that packs a punch with efficacy without causing all that sensitization. When people say, how often should I use my retinol? Whether it's an RXR retinol, because it binds RXR and RAR receptor, it's a very scientific name, but when people say, how often should I use it? It all just depends, because it depends on the conditioning of your skin. People who are up on their skincare game, say people who use a tretinoin or have been into skincare for a long period of time, will be able to use it morning and night. And you don't have to worry about this RXR retinol becoming unstable during the daylight or in UV light because of the way it's engineered and formulated. Now, some other retinols that you can get over the counter may decompensate and become ineffective in the daylight. So that's why people usually typically say histologically, like, oh, just use your retinol at night because it becomes unstable during the day. Well, depending on the formulation, this one does not. So you can use it day and night. Now, when people say, Dr. Capel, should I use my retinol morning and night or should I use it 3 times a week? That's very patient and patient dependent. It's like working out. Say someone goes to the gym 5 to 6 times a week and is used to lifting heavy weights, and then there's someone who doesn't work out as much and they say, well, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week and lift heavy weights. They're not ready for it. They're not conditioned for it. So depending on your skin's level of integrity, hydration, tolerance, barrier strength, different people can tolerate different retinol formulation and different retinol schedules. This goes for every vitamin A derivative, retinaldehyde, retinol, tretinoin. With all vitamin A derivatives, there's no more overwhelming data supporting the use of vitamin A in overall skin health. And so my best option is to say, use your retinol during the summer. If you're afraid of using retinol during the summer, make sure that it's one that's engineered for safe and effective use. That's in a microencapsulated vehicle delivery system, a very smart retinol like this one. Or if you want to get one drugstore over the counter, just look for a 0.5% retinol maybe to start with, and maybe use it just once a week. And you can also use it with a hydrator or moisturizer in the sandwich method where you put on the hydrator, then the retinol, and then the hydrator, or mixing it 1-to-1 and using it on your face at nighttime. Just use it once or twice a week. Do that for a couple weeks, see how your skin tolerates it. And then for my beauties who are up on their skincare game and used to using a retinol every night, you could use one maybe morning and night without any increased irritation. But it's always different because it depends on the skin's individual capacity, the cell barrier strength, and the skin's barrier, and the thickness of the skin, the density of sebaceous glands. There's so many things that go into it that it's not a one-size-fits-all type of scheduling when it comes to retinol. But with the RXR retinol, if you can get to using it twice a day throughout the summer months, your skin will be protected. Just like vitamin C, vitamin A derivatives are powerful antioxidants and free radical scavengers that will help undo any damage that happens during the summer months with respect to environmental toxins, environmental pollutants, ultraviolet light radiation. Those days are longer, drops in humidity, increase in humidity. So all of the insults that your skin is going through on a day-to-day basis in the summer gets undone with retinol. So make sure that you're using a retinol during the summer, even if that means starting off at once a week use. That's recommended, and it's more important than any other time of the year to increase your use of a retinol. So this is probably the smartest retinol on the market, and it increases cellular renewal. It increases collagen and elastin synthesis. It increases the synthesis of glycosaminoglycans. We've done immunohistochemical stains to show pre and post skin biopsy of the effects that it has on the skin. And you'll notice within days of use, pores will be smaller, skin will be tighter, fine lines and wrinkles will be diminished and lessened, and the skin will just be healthier and more vibrant. And you'll see it comes from skin health on a cellular level. So if it causes too much irritation, down. Again, start low and slow. Use it maybe once a week, then increase it to maybe twice a week. And for my beauties who have well-conditioned skin, you can use it every night. And for people like me, I use it twice a day. And you can also use it with a hydrator or a moisturizer to help decrease the irritation if there is any, and it will not affect the efficacy of the vitamin A derivative in this active ingredient formulation, which is next level and took me years to formulate and perfect it. And I wanted to ensure that it was having a clinical and histological outcome, and that's why I spent hours and hours in the research lab getting it down perfectly. And that is why I will never let anyone else, any big company or big pharma, come in and get their hands on this formulation, because of course they want to cut costs, substitute different active ingredients or cheaper vehicle delivery systems, but then it would not produce the real life results that you get from these products. And that means everything to me. So next summer skincare tip, do not stop using a hydrator or moisturizer. Many people think during the summer months that they don't want to use a moisturizer or a hydrator because maybe they live in a more humid environment, or maybe they're hotter, or they're perfusing more sweat, or they're perspiring more, or because maybe they don't use as much makeup, or maybe they do use more makeup. So a lot of people will say, maybe I shouldn't use a hydrator during the summer months. I don't want to clog my pores. I'm in the heat. I'm sweating. I don't want to have acne. The truth is actually the opposite. You want to use a light hydrator and a light moisturizer. You don't want to use a heavy moisturizer or cream that's going to occlude your follicles, that is going to occlude the pilosebaceous unit, which is going to cause backing up of inflammation and sebum, dirt, oil, debris, and P. acnes bacteria and cause acne. You want a light, breathable hydrator that's going to allow the skin cells to hold onto water, minimize transepidermal water loss while allowing the skin to breathe and have a light hydrating effect, but not an over-occlusive effect that's going to not allow your skin to breathe. So a light hydrator, if you want to look for a drugstore alternative, look for non-comedogenic. Comedo is just acne, like an acne lesion in dermatology. Comedogenic means acne forming. So you want a non-comedogenic hydrator. I always like to use the word hydrator. Dr. Zaino Baji, who was one of my mentors, taught me the importance of that. You don't want to use moisturizer or cream. You want to use a hydrator because the skin needs water, not oil, to hydrate. When you're at the gym and you're doing a hard workout, you don't grab your cold hydro flask full of sebum or oil to hydrate. Your skin cells, your body cells, all the organ systems in your body, all the cells need water, not oil, to hydrate. So you want to use hydrators, not moisturizers or creams, because that implies an occlusive, oily type of substance that's going to stretch out your pores. It's going to clog your pores. It's going to cause open and closed comedones, which is going to cause inflammatory breakouts and flare-ups of things like rosacea and seborrheic dermatitis and psoriasis and all the other inflammatory dermatoses that exist in dermatology. You want a light hydrating effect, and you don't want to passively put a bunch of oil on your skin, because all that does is it feels nice to your fingertips when you run your fingers over your skin, but it's not hydrating from within. Again, your skin cells need water, not oil, to hydrate, and you don't want an occlusive hydrator. You want a very light hydrator that's smart. It's going to stimulate signal transduction cascades in the skin cells to hold onto water. You want to turn those little raisins into grapes. When you look under the microscope, there's not this like thick layer of oil with all these dehydrated cells underneath. When you're using a hydrator that's smart with innovative technology, those skin cells are not going to look all withered and prune-like and raisin-like. They're going to look like plump little happy grapes that are full of water without this occlusive barrier sitting on top of the skin. Remember, half of these creams and hydrators that you use in the summer, if they're thick or they're occlusive, they're going to clog your pores. Your skin's not going to be able to breathe, and it's not doing anything for the hydration status of the cells. It's just giving them a greasy, oily overlay that's not doing anything. You want to have a hydrator that's going to stimulate your skin cells to hold on to water and minimize transepidermal water loss. So the NMF Hydrator by MD Air has active ingredients, natural moisturization factors that allow those keratinocytes to hold on to water, minimizes transepidermal water loss, and is light and airy with vehicle delivery systems that absorb rapidly upon application to the skin and works hard and fast to keep those skin cells hydrated at a cellular level. It's also infused with anti-aging polypeptides. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I'm not a big growth factor person or an exosome person because of my history as a skin cancer surgeon, when we'd have to stop all patients who are using growth factors or stem cells because of possible malignant or neoplastic potential. I really try to stay away from growth factors and exosomes, but peptides, smart, engineered, elegant peptides that are going to tell your skin cells what to do, hold on to water and minimize transepidermal water loss is key. So this is infused with anti-aging polypeptides, which is going to give skin a smooth, bouncy, firm texture that starts at a cellular level. So my patients with more mature skin, with textural regularities, this is also beneficial for them because it not only hydrates from within, but it improves the skin texture as well. And so for my more mature beauties who need a little bit more hydration, the NMF Intense is a ceramide-rich cream that you can use, like an overnight cream, but it's also not going to feel too greasy, not too occlusive. It's not going to clog your pores. It's non-comedogenic. And also, when people are first starting on like a tretinoin, or if they want to increase their vitamin A derivative use, you can mix it either with a hydrator or the NMF Intense, and that's just next level with your tretinoin or your vitamin A results without causing irritation and with also not affecting the efficacy of your vitamin A derivative, which is really important. So my more mature beauties sometimes will use this on the neck and chest as well. You can also use the neck tight serum that's engineered for the neck and décolleté to tighten and smooth out the neck and décolleté skin, but people a lot of times love the NMF Intense for the neck and décolleté, myself included. So people always think that it's not important to moisturize during the summer months, but with air conditioners and the drop in humidity when using air conditioned in cooled houses or homes during the summer months, even if it's in an arid environment, even if it's in a high humidity environment, like I'm in Kauai, Hawaii right now, and the humidity I believe is almost 90%, but when you go into the hotel, the humidity drops because of the air conditioning, and so that can increase transepidermal water loss and dehydrate and disrupt the skin barrier of the skin cells. So it's always really important to not think that just because it's summer you don't need moisturization, but you need light hydration engineered with other actives that's going to protect the skin barrier, hydrate from within, minimize transepidermal water loss without being over occlusive and pro-inflammatory or pro-comedogenic. So by no means, again, I want to talk about my products, but I never want to feel like, I'm selling these products to you. So what you look for if you want to not get MDR products, or if you don't want to go towards medical grade, whatever you're looking for, be sure that there's peptide complexes in there. Make sure that there's ceramides in your hydration and there's natural moisturization factors and enzymes. So if you're looking for a drugstore moisturizer or light moisturizer, make sure it's non-comedogenic. Look for that on the bottle. Make sure that there's ceramides. If you want to go for hyaluronic acid, make sure you're going for high molecular weight, not low molecular weight hyaluronic acid, because those are low inflammatory as opposed to the low molecular weight. Although they can penetrate through the epidermis faster, they can be pro-inflammatory and increase inflammatory cascades in the skin. So if you're looking for hyaluronic acid, go for a high molecular weight. Look for non-comedogenic. Look for ceramides, glycosaminoglycans, and always look for peptides, you guys. Peptides are more scientific. They're more elegant. It's 2024 now. You want to go for peptides. Stem cells, exosomes, those can be a little terrifying. Just speaking as a skin cancer surgeon in my previous life, we always would stop all of our skin cancer patients from using stem cells and exosomes. And so as a formulator and as a dermatologist myself, I couldn't put those active ingredients into my own skincare line, and that's why. So look for peptides and look for natural moisturization factors in whatever hydration active or line you want to use. It doesn't have to be MDR, but that's what you look for, because I want to empower you guys. It's not about selling my products. It's about giving you guys the information to where you can make better decisions on the skincare products that you're using on your face. Okay, internal sunscreen protectant. Now this is HelioCare. HelioCare contains polypodium leucotomas, which is a natural fern-based enzyme that helps plants protect their DNA from the ultraviolet light exposure that the plant cells have. So HelioCare, there comes in advanced, there's ultra, and there's the regular HelioCare. It's the polypodium leucotomas component, which is the active ingredient in that supplement. It's an antioxidant that's important for the skin. I just take the regular HelioCare, and I'll take it morning and night. Some people like the advanced, which has niacinamide in it. You have to be careful if you're taking niacinamide separately or in another multivitamin, because you can get what's called red man syndrome if you get too much niacinamide in your body, which I've actually had happen to me, and I went live on Instagram when it was happening to me. I got itchy and red and I had to take a cold shower. But you want to make sure that if you're using the HelioCare Advanced, you're not using another type of niacinamide to increase you over the 150 milligram dose. And then there's HelioCare Ultra, which has pomegranate extracts in it, which I like that one too. The HelioCare that I use is just twice a day. You can order it on Amazon. You can get it from Walgreens. You can get it in many drugstores, and it just provides an internal sunscreen. Now, dermatologists, including myself, don't like to say just use use HelioCare and you're protected. Although there is supposedly an equivalent SPF of 8 when you're taking HelioCare, it's not a substitute for sunscreen. So it's kind of like an adjuvant to it, or in addition to. So you're still going to wear your sunscreen, you're still going to reapply, but using your HelioCare, you have a little added protection from within. So it also has a lot of other health benefits that I touched on earlier in this video, with increased immune function and protection against a lot of neurodegenerative diseases as well. So it's a potent and powerful antioxidant, and of course dermatologists love it for its skin effects. And again, I'm not sponsored by them, I'm not sponsored by any company, I just freely choose to speak about products that I feel are best for my patients. Protect your eyes. So what happens to our eye area during the summer? The epidermis and dermis around the periorbital area, or around the eyes, is thinner and more subject to environmental insult than other areas of our skin. It lacks the sebaceous glands. It has a totally different histology than skin on other areas of our face. There's a different glandular histologic component to the eyes. That's why you get chalazions and hordeolums. The histology in the eyes is definitely different. Any dermatopathologist or Mohs surgeon will tell you this. And so the active ingredients in vehicle delivery systems have to be different for the periorbital skin. Now, the amount of ultraviolet light radiation, even blue light emitted from our devices, environmental toxins and pollutants that are upregulated during the summer months will help destroy our collagen and elastin, and that area of our skin is the first to show our age. So you have to give that periorbital, especially the infraorbital skin right here, all the active ingredients that it needs to protect the collagen, protect the elastin, and to help bind free radicals and have free radical scavengers in your active ingredients to help keep that area smooth, firm, and tight. For my swimmers out there, swimming in chlorinated pools is the first way to leach out any hydration in the eyes and the skin on the face, but especially the area around the eyes. That skin's so thin and delicate that it gets totally depleted of the liposomal, all the fats in our skin, all the natural moisturization factors, and all the hydration. And that's why if you're ever swimming in a chlorinated pool, your skin feels dry, but especially around your eyes will look thin, crepey, wrinkly, and more dry than any other area of the face. So it's really important to protect your eyes with a healthy eye serum. Again, it doesn't have to be MD Air, but mine is the ECM eye serum. It's called ECM because it stands for extracellular matrix proteins. Collagen, the elastin, the glycosaminoglycans, all those extracellular matrix proteins that give skin that firm, tight, smooth contour get depleted. And during the summer months, when you're in ultraviolet light with the higher UV index and longer summer days, when you're swimming in chlorinated pools, even if you're in the salty ocean water for my surfers out there, it will deplete your skin of its natural moisturization factors, and the antioxidants that are in the ECM eye serum will also help protect your collagen and elastin, because collagen and elastin loss in the skin, which happens the first in our under eye area, it's the first area to show our age because it's that thin, delicate skin. Even in our 20s, we start to have fine lines and wrinkles when we smile under our eyes. You need active ingredients that are going to help protect you. Now, if you don't use the MD Air ECM eye serum, what to look for in a drugstore eye serum. You want to look for green tea polyphenols. You want to look for niacinamide. You want to look for polypodium leukotomas, and that's a DNA repair enzyme that's a naturally accruing fruit extract. It's fern-based technology. It's in HelioCare, the antioxidant supplement that we take for our skin, and that will help repair damaged DNA, and it will help repair that thin, delicate skin from aging and premature aging by breakdown of collagen and elastin, by protecting it, by DNA repair enzymes. Also, green tea polyphenols, caffeine, niacinamide will help vasoconstrict the underlying vessels underneath the eyes. So sometimes we'll get dark circles under our eyes or under eye puffiness because that skin is thinner and it shows the underlying structures underneath a little bit more. So to vasoconstrict, to decrease the vascular ectasia of the under eye area, which in English what that means is to make the eyes look brighter and more refreshed, you want to look for caffeine, niacinamide, green tea polyphenols, polypodium leukotomas, or antioxidants that we have in our ECM eye serum. But I want to give you the tools to if you don't want to spend an increased amount of money on higher end medical grade, or some people say medical grade isn't really a term, but if you don't want the top of the top active ingredients, which makes skincare more expensive because you're paying for those active ingredients, you're paying for those next level vehicle delivery systems that are harder to engineer in a lab. But say you want to get a drugstore brand, those are the key ingredients that I recommend you looking for to have the best results to keeping your eyes nice, bright, and tight in the summer months. Don't underestimate the power of good sunglasses that are polarized, that block UV light, because not only does it protect the eyes, the skin around our eyes, but it also decreases retinal stimulation from photon photons that hit the back of the retina. So when ultraviolet light or any form of light hits the back of the retina, there is secretion of melanocyte stimulating hormone. It's called MSH, and that stimulates your melanocytes, which are the pigment producing cells, to make more melanin. That's why melasma gets exacerbated. So actually wearing sunglasses not only provides photoprotection and protects that periorbital skin that needs to be protected from collagen and elastin loss, but it also helps from hyperpigmentation and things like chloasma, melasma, solar lentiginous, because you're blocking the stimulation of the back of the retina from photons hitting the retina and stimulating increased secretion of melanin from the melanocytes. So wear your sunglasses to protect your eyes from fine lines and wrinkles, but also to help protect your skin from melasma and hyperpigmentation. Also, for eye protection, don't underestimate the importance of SPF around your eyes. Now, you want to get one that's not going to get into the eyes through capillary action and cause irritation and corneal ulceration or corneal abrasion. You have to make sure that your sunscreen is not getting in your eyes and stinging your eyes. But one of my favorites is the Color Science 3-in-1 Total Eye. So I typically use Color Science. I use the Color Science Facial Classic because they come in flex also, which is great. Like, it's raining. Sorry about the rain. Hopefully it's not showing up on the camera. But flex is great, but the color is a little bit too much for my skin. It looks too much like makeup, and I like to go makeup free for my skin on my face. And the 3-in-1 Total Eye mixed with the Face Shield Classic Color Science is my favorite go-to. I even have it with me here as I'm like on the beach, and we're hiking on the Nepali coast earlier this morning, and I had my 3-in-1 Total Eye, and I busted out with my Color Science Face Shield Classic, and it's a great photo protection for the eye. It also has a really great eye applicator that doesn't put too much tensile forces on your delicate eyelid skin. And if you don't want to get the 3-in-1 Total Eye or Color Science, whatever drugstore sunscreen that you use, I'm a big fan of mineral-based, and research has shown us that 7% or higher of a mineral-based sunscreen, whether that's zinc or titanium dioxide, you can get a little beauty blender and just blot it under your eyes and even on your upper eyelids and also on your lips. Make sure that you're not avoiding those areas, because usually when people put sunscreen on their face, they won't get it around their eyes or their eyelids because they're afraid it's going to get in your eye. But get a good mineral-based sunscreen. If you want to use a little beauty blender, allow 15 to 30 minutes before going into the water or having your outdoor activity where you're going to be perspiring and sweating to make sure that you're photo protecting your eyes. Again, you guys, the under eye area, above and below the eyes, your upper and lower eyelids are the first to show our age and the first to age you. And I'm 47 now, and I've been neurotic about photo protecting my eyes despite growing up living on the beach, surfing every day, and having fun in the sun. So it's really important to photo protect your periorbital skin because it's the first to show our age. You've got to protect it. So the MD or ECM eye serum not only has active ingredients and vehicle delivery systems specifically engineered for the cellular histology of eyelid skin, but it also has green tea polyphenols, polypodium leukotomas, DNA repair enzymes, things that are going to help vasoconstrict the under eye area. And in English, what that means is it's going to help brighten and tighten the under eye. Not only diminish the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles and soften the appearance of under eye wrinkles, but it's also going to help with under eye puffiness and under eye dark circles as well. As a matter of fact, I love it when patients get on my schedule to have an under eye thermage or an under eye Fraxel or CO2, and they end up canceling their appointment because I start them on the ECM eye serum, and they're like, "Hey doc, I don't need my Fraxel anymore. The ECM eye serum made my under eyes look so much better. I'm actually going to cancel my laser appointment." Nothing actually makes me happier, and that's how you know the active ingredients are doing what they're supposed to do, and they're working for your skin day in and day out while you're at work during the day and while you're asleep at night. Okay, SPF use during the summer. I cannot emphasize this enough. Of course, you should use SPF year-round, but especially during the summer months, you guys. Apply a good base layer in the morning. I love Color Science. There's also a sunscreen named Tizo that I really like a lot. That's a titanium dioxide. It has more of a matte, foamy mousse finish. I have no ties to these companies. Tizo 3 is a great one. It has iron oxides in it. Color Science is probably my favorite, and the one that I use Color Science Facial Classic. There's also ones called Flex that are a little bit more tinted if you want to look for a more makeup finish. A lot of people ask me what I use on my kids. My son is a competitive surfer. Both my little babies are surfers. Well, I guess they're not babies anymore. They're 9 and 13, but they're surfers. We live on the beach. They surf every day, and I'm out there with them half the time. For them, I use a little Neutrogena Kids Zinc Oxide stick, and it stays on them. They have timers on their Apple Watches. They come in, they reapply. That's what I use for my kids, but it's really important to wear your sunscreen every day, especially first thing in the morning for your base layer, and then also reapplying it throughout the day. So people always ask, Dr. Capel, how do I reapply my sunscreen because I don't want to ruin my makeup? You can also get the sheer mineral powder through Color Science, which is a great one. Again, it doesn't have to be Color Science, but if you want to find a sheer mineral based powder form of SPF, that's a good way to kind of reapply and just dust it over on your face. Now, usually that's not enough if you're outside and you're on vacation and you're doing water sports and in intense sunlight. Of course, you want to reapply with the actual layer of a lotion sunscreen, but for those who are really active outdoors and in direct sunlight, you really have to apply every 2 hours. Even I'm on vacation right now with my family. I have a timer set on my phone. I reapply every 2 hours. As I always say, I'm probably the only dermatologist that surfs, lives on the beach, and has spent my entire life on the beach. I don't hide from the sun, but I'm smart about it, and it does take extra work. But almost being 50 years old and spending my entire life in the sun, it has proven that if you're smart about it, you photo protect. And I also take HelioCare, which contains a fern-based enzyme that has a protective DNA enzyme activity called polypodium ligatomas. It's in the MDR skincare products, and you can also take it as an antioxidant pill. It also has other great health benefits like immune boosting activity, and it also has been neurodegenerative protection against things like Alzheimer's disease and other subspecialties of medicine. But HelioCare is great to take, but also reapplying your sunscreen every 2 hours when you're outside, outdoors. I know it's a pain, but it's definitely worth it, especially if you want to live your life and have fun in the sun. You don't have to hide indoors. I see my other dermatology colleagues, like when we go to derm conferences in Hawaii and everybody's under the shade, not living their lives with their protective visors, looking like aliens under the tree and in the conference room. I'm out there surfing with my sunscreen on with my kids and taking my HelioCare, reapplying my sunscreen, and I'm in the sun and I'm surfing and I'm exposed. But you definitely can live your life in the sun, and I think that's a really important take-home point, and I'm probably going to get a bunch of heat from my other colleagues about this, but I'm honest, I'm true, I'm non-sponsored, I'm authentic, and I don't gatekeep anything. I live in the sun. I'm in the sun. I love it. And I also photo protect myself. I'm very diligent about it. I'm diligent about photo protecting my kids. But again, reapplying your sunscreen is key. Even if you're not washing it away with going in the water, it decays and it becomes less active the more hours pass with sunscreen on your skin. So you do have to reapply if you're in direct sunlight. Now, if you're going to work and you're working in an environment where there's windows or you're exposed to blue light from your device, you also have to reapply. It may not be as intensive a reapplication process as going and doing a full body lotion head to toe. You don't have to be intense with the reapplication process, but just dusting it off with a little sheer mineral powder is better than nothing, especially if you're going to have a drive home. Because remember, UVA light goes through the car windows. UVB doesn't, which is UVB is ultraviolet light that causes skin cancer, but UVA is the one that breaks down collagen and causes premature aging and also stimulates melanocytes, which makes melasma and hyperpigmentation and solar lentigines, aka brown spots, worse. So be sure to reapply. Wear your sunscreen, never chintz on that, and that should be year-round, but definitely upregulated in the summer regarding its use. Questions for my patients that I often get asked: what SPF should I use? I love Color Science. Again, I want to empower you guys to get drugstore sunscreens or get sunscreen from wherever you want. I am more of a mineral-based sunscreen fan. I think it's better for the reefs, it's better for the environment. It's actually safer and better for our skin because it actually reflects light. It doesn't absorb light. Also, just a zinc oxide or a titanium dioxide, 7% or higher. Doesn't have to be. A lot of people will ask, well, my zinc oxide's above 7%. Does the titanium dioxide have to be above 7%? And the answer is no. As long as one of them is above 7%, then that should be enough to protect your skin. Also, safer for the reefs and the environment, and it's a more reflective instead of an absorbent photo protection, which I feel is better for your skin anyway. Always best to reapply because people always ask, how often should I be reapplying? Every 2 hours, especially if you're in the water. Definitely should be every 2 hours. If you're going to and from work and you're not really exposed to the sun, but you're still receiving blue light, energy-based device, HEV light from your laptops or your screens, it's always good to reapply. Now, it may not have to be as elaborate as a reapplication process, but using maybe a sheer-based mineral powder is enough. What if I'm spending a lot of time in the water? You should be using a very waterproof sunscreen. Again, I love the Neutrogena stick for my kids when they're doing water sports. If you're using Color Science, definitely reapply it every 2 hours, maybe even 1 hour, because although it's more cosmetically elegant, it may not be as waterproof or water resistant as some other forms. But just go to a drugstore, you order it off Amazon, look for a zinc oxide or titanium dioxide sunscreen that is 7% or higher, and try to make sure that it's water resistant or waterproof if you are in the water, and still reapply every 2 hours. Other questions I get, is sunscreen and makeup enough? And the answer is no. Do not let anyone anyone tell you otherwise, sunscreen and makeup is not enough to photoprotect your skin from the harmful UV rays. And remember, UVB rays are the ones that cause skin cancer. UVA rays are the ones that cause premature aging and photo damage. Those UVA rays are the ones that break down collagen and elastin, and those are the UVA rays that can come through clouds on a cloudy day. So even if it's overcast and a cloudy day, know those UVA are not being filtered through the clouds and can actually exacerbate photo damage and a sunburn, because you think that you're being protected by the clouds and you're not. And sometimes the UVA rays can be even stronger. So that's why people will get burns and more photo damage on cloudy, overcast days. Another question I get during summer skincare is lasers, the use of lasers. A lot of people think that they can't have lasers during the summer months. You can, but you do have to photo protect yourself. Now, even myself, I'm a laser specialist. Of course, I laser myself all the time. My face, my neck, my décolleté, even my arms, my legs, my abdomen, I'm always lasering because I know the benefits of lasers on skin cells. Lasers have also been shown to decrease skin cancer incidence by 50%, and that was a study out of Mass General, out of Harvard Medical School, with one of my mentors, Dr. Matt Avram, who participated in that study. Very well powered. It's something that we've always known as dermatologists, that lasers make your skin cells healthier and decrease risk of skin cancer, but we needed a study to actually prove it, and now we have that. So non-ablative fractional resurfacing like Fraxel Restore, also known as Fraxel Dual, will help decrease your skin cancer incidence, skin cancer risk. So if you're doing Fraxel or laser resurfacing for any reason, even if it's to not make your skin look more beautiful and cosmetically appealing, do it for your skin health and to decrease your skin cancer risk. But I would say avoid the heavier lasers during the summer, because you definitely want to stay out of the sun about a week after the laser treatment, whether it's a CO2 or a non-ablative Fraxel Restore treatment. But clear and brilliant and lighter lasers, or even the Fraxel Restore on lighter settings, can be appropriate. You just have to avoid the sun during the post-laser treatment time. My practice is in Newport Beach, California. It's sunny year-round, and clear and brilliant is a great alternative in the summer to keep your skin healthy, keep those healthy skin cells viable, and to minimize your skin cancer risk. The downtime is not significant at all. You can leave the office after a clear and brilliant laser resurfacing treatment and you don't look funny at all. You can just go straight to lunch with your friends and nobody will know anything was done. But when you're doing like a Fraxel treatment or like a CO2, you need to stay out of the sun for about a week after the treatment. So sometimes patients will wait until the fall after summer months have passed. We call it skin rehab, to kind of undo all that summer damage that occurred during the summer. But you can have laser resurfacing treatments during the summer months. You just have to be smart about the aftercare. So the week after, you have to photo protect and avoid the sun, and unless you're doing something like a clear and brilliant, which is a perfect summer laser treatment for the summer months, because you don't have to avoid the sun for 1 week after the treatment. An important step in your summer skincare is lip hydration. This is the MDR Lip Peptide Mask that's enhanced with polypeptides and anti-aging peptides and hydration actives to keep your lip skin hydrated and protected. The lips are the first to get chapped, get dry, cracked. It's important to hydrate from within. Drink plenty of fluid, at least 2 liters a day of water if you can. Make sure that you're putting sunscreen over your lips. And if you want added hydration, the peptide lip mask is a game changer. I love this. I'm obsessed with it. I use it twice a day. You want to have hydration activating active ingredients and peptides that are going to enhance your skin cells on your lip mucosa to stay hydrated, so you have a beautiful, plump, healthy looking lip. Putting it in the corners of the lips is really important too. I love my peptide lip mask by MDR, but whatever lip mask you use, make sure that it's stimulating your lip skin cells to maintain hydration and to bind water. Okay, you guys, and the last thing I want to say, and I touched on this on last week's video, is I'm different. I'm different that I'm not sponsored, and I'm a dermatologist on YouTube who's not in contract with any companies. All the information that I give to you is just from years of experience and what I've learned in my training, not because I'm in contract with some company to promote a certain product or a certain brand. I'm also different as a dermatologist because I live on the beach and I have fun in the sun. My son's a competitive surfer. My daughter surfs. We're a surfing family. We're a beach family. And I'm 47 years old and have lived on the beach and have been involved in outdoor activities my entire life. It's really important to remember you have to live your life. Living your life, having fun in the sun is good for your serotonin levels. It's good for your dopamine. It keeps your cortisol levels down, which has immense beneficial impacts on the skin and the skin cells and skin cell behavior. I'm not the dermatologist that's going to be with my visor all shaded up under a tree or not living my best life in the sun, surfing with my kids and enjoying outdoor sports activities. Yes, you want to photoprotect. Yes, you want to use active ingredients and do lasers to reverse sun damage, but still live live your life in the sun. Don't be afraid of it, because I'm not, and I'm almost 50 years old, love the beach, love the ocean, swim in the ocean almost every day, and I just have been smart about photo protecting myself my entire life. There's a lot of dermatologists that seek shade and totally gown up and are afraid of the sun, and I'm probably a lot older than most of them and have spent a lot more time in the sun, but you don't have to live your life that way, because I do see some people really involved in their skincare and they also don't enjoy their life, and they don't go outdoors and play outside and surf and swim and play beach volleyball because they're so afraid of the sun's effect on the skin. Still got to live your life, and that's what's most important. You're just smart about doing it and protecting your skin at all costs. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you for staying with me under this tree through the rainstorms and through all the chaos that I'm among right now. But I'm glad that I was able to make this summer skincare guide video for you, and I hope that you found it helpful. As always, I love you guys.